At the beginning of the movie, set in the 19th century, we see a cat in an open farm. Suddenly, the cat runs away, and we hear a disturbing sound, as if someone has killed it. However, after a short while, the cat comes running back and crosses the field before entering a house. Inside, a woman named Joanna is doing household chores while taking care of her newly born baby girl. She places the crying baby down and goes outside to chase away some children who are making noise. After the children leave, Joanna returns inside and hears the sound of a woman crying. When she turns around, she is horrified to see a witch named Maria sitting beside her baby girl. Terrified, Joanna immediately begins begging the witch to leave her daughter, Navena. Maria looks extremely frightening, with badly burned skin. She tells Joanna that she does not want the child, but only a little blood from a newborn. Joanna offers to bring other babies for her, but Maria refuses. Desperate, Joanna then asks Maria to let Navena stay with her for at least 16 years, after which she will hand her over. She asks if Maria is the old witch everyone fears, and if Navena is the daughter she wants. Maria replies mockingly, questioning whether she would waste her witch's spit on such a runt. Joanna insists that she will give Maria Navena once she has grown, as she wants to see her daughter grow up herself. Maria finally agrees, but demands a guarantee. In response, Joanna cuts her hand with a knife, makes a cross, and takes an oath. However, Maria says that Navena must also be marked. She picks up the baby, rips out her tongue, and then leaves the house. Joanna is left behind, crying and completely devastated. Traumatized by her encounter with Maria, Joanna takes Navena to a cave that she believes is a sacred place, one where the witch cannot enter. She leaves Navena there, reassuring her that she will be safe.
Comment. Subscribe to Recapss Horror.
Time passes and Navena grows up inside the cave, completely unaware of the outside world, as she has never stepped beyond its boundaries. She cannot speak. Joanna visits her every day to take care of her. One day, while tending to Navena, Joanna falls asleep. Navena tries to leave the cave, but Joanna wakes up, stops her, and angrily warns her that if she ever steps outside, the devil will tear her apart. After scolding her, Joanna leaves. On Navena's 16th birthday, a hawk flies into the cave. Navena slowly approaches it, but just as she gets close, the hawk flies away. Later, when Joanna arrives, the hawk returns. Seeing it, Joanna immediately realizes that this is not an ordinary hawk, but Maria in disguise. She tries to drive it away, but the hawk flies behind a large stone. Joanna follows it, intending to kill it. Soon, Navena hears strange noises coming from behind the stone. After some time, Joanna emerges from behind the rock, but she seems different. She asks Navena to come outside the cave. Confused and frightened, Navena is forcibly dragged out. This is the first time Navena steps out of the cave and sees the outside world. Terrified, she follows Joanna, who takes her to a stable. Inside the stable, Joanna kills a donkey and drinks its blood, while Navena gently strokes a small calf. Joanna then approaches Navena, scratches her chest with her claws, and spits animal's blood on the wound. The scene then cuts to Joanna bringing fire close to Navena's chest, and magically, the wound heals. At that moment, sharp claws suddenly grow from Navena's hands. Joanna then begins pulling human organs out of her own chest, organs that belong to the real Joanna. It is revealed that the woman who brought Navena out of the cave was not Joanna at all, but Maria, who had taken Joanna's form. Maria finally reveals her true appearance to Navena, completely unaware of what is happening and understanding nothing about the world. Navena continues to follow Maria. We then hear Navena's voiceover, in which she says that she misses her mother, but she no longer wants to remain trapped within the cave walls. Now, this witch is her mother, and perhaps she herself has become a witch as well. We see that Maria wants Navena to become like her, and often forces her to drink the blood of animals. In the next scene, Navena is alone in the woods when a man notices her. Seeing her by herself, he tries to take advantage of her. Just then, Maria arrives and stops him, asking, "Don't you like me?" The man steps forward and attempts to attack Maria, but she kills him instantly. Later, Maria angrily tells Navena that she should have killed the man herself, as she is now a witch. She also beats Navena from time to time. One day, as Navena gently pets a rabbit, Maria snatches it away and kills it, telling her they need blood, not toys. She bitterly adds that she was given only one witching spit and that she wasted it on Navena. Later, when Navena is playing with fish in the water, Maria again angrily tells her that she should be drinking blood instead of playing. Enraged, Navena throws a stone at Maria. This infuriates her, and she pushes Navena's head underwater, holding it there for a long time before finally pulling her out. Maria calls her a fool and declares that from now on, Navena means nothing to her. She then leaves. Navena stands there in horror as she watches Maria kill a wolf, stuff its organs into her own chest, and then transform into the wolf itself. Maria then runs away, leaving Navena completely alone. One day, while lying in the woods, she hears a woman screaming. Curious, she goes to investigate and watches from a distance as a woman gives birth to a child, something completely new to her. Intrigued, she manages to enter the village, where a young girl approaches her. The girl becomes terrified upon seeing Navena's claws and runs away screaming. Startled by the screams, Navena panics and runs to hide in a nearby shed. Inside the shed, she hears a baby crying and approaches him. Since she has never seen a child before, she is fascinated and confused. Just then, the child's mother, Basilka, arrives and tries to pull Navena away from the baby. In the chaos, Basilka is accidentally injured by Navena's claws, and the wound proves fatal. Navena removes her clothes and, following Maria's ritual, tears open her chest and inserts Basilka's organs into herself. Transforming into Basilka's form, she notices that Basilka's dead body disappears. Trying to eat hay, Navena realizes she now has a tongue. Overjoyed with her new body, she steps out of the shed naked, marveling at the animals around her. Soon, Basilka's mother-in-law covers Navena with a cloth and takes her away. When Basilka's husband sees her in such a state, he slaps her, but his mother stops him and leads Navena away. Later, Basilka's mother-in-law gently cleans Navena and tells her that she knows it is difficult to live with her son, who learned his violent behavior from his father. Navena smiles at her, while Maria watches silently from a distance. Navena begins to learn human ways by living among the villagers. Basilka's mother-in-law teaches her daily household chores and takes care of her. Seeing this sudden change in Basilka's behavior, the villagers start believing that a witch has cast a spell on her, which is why she has also lost her speech. Later, Navena witnesses a man beating his wife. She approaches the woman and sees tears in her eyes. Navena sits in front of her, laughs, and shows her the wounds on her own body inflicted by the husband. She tries to convey that men will continue to beat them, and there is nothing they can do except endure it with a smile. Living among the villagers, Navena gradually comes to understand that when a man is in the room, a woman is no longer a woman. She becomes stew. She becomes tea. Her place is in his palm. She must flow around him like water. But when a woman is with another woman, her mouth never stops opening. She talks, laughs, and breathes freely. To a woman, another woman is a glass. But to a man, a woman is merely water. Navena realizes that a woman cannot speak or act freely in front of a man, but among women, she finally has the freedom to be herself. Later, when Navena is alone with the baby, Maria appears and calls her a lunatic for choosing a prison for herself. She mocks Navena, asking if she truly believes she is the first to attempt such a life, and warns her that one day these people will tear her apart. After delivering her warning, Maria leaves. That night, while Navena is sleeping, Basilka's husband comes to her and forces himself on her without her consent. When Navena resists, she accidentally kills him with her claws. Confused and unable to understand what has happened, Navena removes Basilka's organs from her body, returns to her original form, and leaves the village. Later, Navena encounters a dog, kills it, and takes its form. She then follows a group of men and witnesses them arousing themselves after watching young women. She observes this behavior with curiosity and concludes that if this is so, then she should become a man. She is later seen bathing naked in a river in her true form. And then she notices a man named Boris, who also sees her. Drawn by her presence, Boris follows her into the woods. Navena approaches him, and as they grow intimate, she suddenly attacks him with her claws, killing him. She then takes Boris's form. Navena travels to his town and begins observing the world from a man's perspective. She realizes that the world is a burning, painful place. She tries to imitate the other men working on the farm and declares that she is now a man. As a man, she can go where the grass grows, where the soil lies, clothe herself in sunlight, roam freely, and live without coercion. Soon, she notices young girls playing with dolls. She takes the dolls and begins playing with them herself, shocking the townspeople. They believe an evil spirit has entered Boris's body and attempt to drive it out. The men assume he must have encountered a wolf-eating witch who stole his manhood. The women begin to wonder why she spared his life and start feeling pity for him. In Navena's voiceover, she reflects that they may bury the skin she wears, but they could never bury the witch. She wonders if she is nothing at all. Later, Navena is working when Maria appears before her once again. Maria tells her that no matter what she does, these people will never accept her as their own, and one day, they will destroy her. After this, Navena notices a child whose parents are scolding him and forcing him to chop wood. Seeing that the child is unable to do it, she approaches him and helps by chopping the wood herself. Later, a woman signals Navena and leads her to a shed. Navena follows her, and the woman begins to get intimate with Boris, which gives him great pleasure. In her voiceover, Navena says that the smiles and gentle touches must be real. She realizes that when you understand them, men are actually very simple. Later, Navena is lying somewhere when she hears a girl screaming. Some children nearby say that the girl has fallen. Navena runs to the spot and finds the girl badly injured. She rushes to her, only to realize that the girl is already dead. This deeply saddens her, and tears fall from her eyes. She scratches her chest and transforms into the girl by pulling out Boris's organs and taking her form. Now in the form of Bilyana, Navena begins observing the world through her eyes. Bilyana's mother comes running, assumes it is her daughter, and takes her back home. In Navena's voiceover, she says she never imagined life could be like this. She is loved here. She plays with other children, helps with chores, and blends in naturally. She likes this appearance and this life very much, as she is finally living the childhood she never had. One night, a group of children sit together listening to a scary story told by an old woman. The woman begins narrating the tale of Maid Maria. Many centuries ago, during the most brutal period of Turkish rule, an entire village was emptied of young boys. There was not a single bachelor left for Maria. She was of marriageable age and lived in the same village, but due to the absence of men, she could never marry. The story now shifts to Maria's perspective. Maria says her life is like a river. It keeps flowing, yet remains in the same place. One day, Maria hears noises outside her house. When she steps out to investigate, she sees a naked wolf eatress drinking the blood of an animal. Terrified, Maria watches as wolf eatress starts leaving without saying anything. Gathering courage, Maria approaches her and begs her to find her a husband, someone who can give her a child. The wolf eatress scratches Maria's chest, spits blood on it, and walks away. A few days later, a man arrives at Maria's house with a marriage proposal for her. Maria's father asks why the boy did not come himself. The man replies that it is too dangerous for a young man to cross the woods while the Turks are hunting rebels. Maria is overjoyed and leaves with the man to meet her future husband. Upon arriving, a woman pushes Maria into a room and tells her to go to her betrothed. Inside, Maria discovers that the boy is gravely ill and close to death. The boy's mother begs Maria not to let her son die as a half-man, without leaving behind an heir. Maria's hands are tied, and she is forcibly married. She resists, crying and screaming in anger, but the boy's parents cruelly force them to be intimate. The next day, the boy dies, and Maria contracts his illness. She is soon seen lying on her deathbed. Remembering the wolf eatress, Maria kills a cow and drinks its blood to cure herself. In her voiceover, she says she has seen nothing good in life. When villagers find her covered in blood, they accuse her of witchcraft and burn her alive. Though she had done no wrong, she survives the fire, which explains her monstrous appearance. After hearing Maria's story, all the children are left stunned. Time passes, and Biljana grows up. Navena, living in her form, learns everything about human life and leaves peacefully. She falls in love with a boy named Jovan, who loves her deeply in return. One day, Maria appears before Biljana and warns her that when Jovan learns her true identity, he will burn her alive himself. Soon after, Jovan arrives with his parents to propose marriage. Everything goes well, and Biljana and Jovan marry happily. The entire village celebrates their wedding, while Maria watches Navena from afar. On their first night together, they become intimate, and Navena's voiceover plays. She says that every part of her longs for him, not his flesh, but the boy inside. The boy with fearful eyes that still smile. She wants to hold him, protect him, and drive away his fear. One day, during intimacy, Jovan learns her truth, but accepts her completely. Time passes, and Biljana becomes pregnant. Their life is filled with happiness, until one day she sees a boar outside her house, its mouth stained with blood. She follows it and discovers Jovan's dead body. The boar is revealed to be Maria. During Jovan's funeral, the villagers blame Biljana for his death. However, her mother-in-law defends her and tells her to ignore the accusations. Eventually, Biljana gives birth to a baby girl. Holding her child, she shuts all the doors and windows. Fearing that Maria might return to take her daughter, she refuses to let anyone near the baby. One night, her mother-in-law reassures her, saying the child is precious to her as well, and that she would never harm her. She convinces Biljana to rest for a while. The next day, Biljana returns from the woods after collecting firewood and finds her mother-in-law dead, with Maria standing beside her daughter. Maria is tormented by the fact that Navena, a witch, was able to become a mother. She scratches the baby's chest with her claw. In desperation, Biljana takes her child, kills an animal, drinks its blood, and spits it onto her daughter's wound. She then brings her near the fire and sees that the wound disappears, but her daughter turns into a witch as well. Consumed by jealousy, Maria breaks down and asks how Biljana gained everything so easily, while she herself remains haunted by the memory of being burned alive. Biljana gently sets her baby down, approaches Maria, and kills her by removing her organs. As Maria dies, Biljana lifts her child into her arms and reflects on all her past forms, realizing that her life was never easy. Yet she still grew into a mother guided by human compassion. With this realization, the movie comes to an end. By the end of the movie, we understand Maria and Navena are shaped by the worlds they are given. Maria suffers cruelty as a human and becomes a witch filled with hatred. Navena experiences humanity through a witch's eyes and learns to love it. This movie reminds us that monsters are often created, not born, and leaves us wondering what fate awaits Navena's child. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the chills, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a scare. Until next time, stay spooky.